maybe Paddington could introduce Pooh to bread. You have honey and bread sandwich. I never kind of pitted Paddington and Pooh Bear against each other, but I do remember someone kind of pointed out quite brilliantly that the poster for Agent Carter, I was in a red hat and a blue jacket. I was just like, a bear. So I feel like I had an affinity with Paddington in that respect. But you know, I've worked with Pooh, I get on with Pooh, I respect his process, I know what he's like, you know. Paddington, for all I know, could be a diva. You know, I don't have any experience there, so I think I'm just gonna have to go with my guy Pooh.
Oh, I do like a party.
Come on, Pooh.
We can all relate to the kind of innocent, naive time as children where we just like to hang out with our friends and not do anything special. You know, when Pooh says, doing nothing is my favorite thing to do, it's like, well, that's what childhood in a way was like. We used our imaginations and playing with each other to create these exciting worlds for ourselves. And on set, we were all just kind of charmed by it. Like, you can't have a moody day when you're making a Christopher Robin film. Like, it's so much about kind of play and people looking out for each other that was very much the kind of the atmosphere that was on set. And also because it's about kindness and gentleness without kind of beating you over the head with it. It's a gentle movie, but emotions of kind of loss and rejection, or you know, losing a friend or abandoning a friend or feeling abandoned by a friend when, you know, they move on or they grow up, and it's really painful to see that, you know, and to see Pooh Bear sad is the saddest thing in the world because he's so lovely and, you know, kind. Yeah, but he's also a bit like a kind of a Zen master. He's like a kind of a philosopher without realizing it. He says profound things without intending to be profound.
I always get to where I'm going by walking away from where I have been.
Which endears us to him even more. And voiced by Jim Cummings, who we've had as Pooh's voice since the 80s.
People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day.
Once you suddenly go into the real world and then learning what responsibilities are, and you have certain obligations, and you have to look after yourself, and if you have children or a family, loved ones to care for, then sometimes there's a sense of kind of burden that comes with that, you know, and it can make us more cantankerous or moody. I think that's what the premise of the film is, and why people relate to it, is that sometimes it takes like the innocence of a child or the innocence of a memory from childhood to remind us that we're missing out and that there's an opportunity to live in a different way. We can take time out from what feels like sometimes the rat race or this kind of the hamster wheel of paying the bills and doing what needs to be done and taking things off the list, which has its place as well. The ideal is the balance between the two. We can't act like Pooh. Like, Pooh can hardly walk down the street without getting into lots of trouble because he's so distracted by cute things. And that's not a way to live, but it's nice to be able to have Pooh-like qualities and Pooh-like people in our lives.
What now, Miss Carter?
Now, I go to work.
Peggy, the character, kind of follows me around a little bit, and I think if there was, you know, any character that I've played where I want to be followed around or reminded of, then she's definitely it, or one of them, you know, because for many people she's been used as an embodiment of kind of female empowerment or equality, at least. She's good at her job and she also knows her self-worth. I think they're lovely messages, so I just kind of, you know, think of that time of my life fondly, but there's always so much more that I'm up to that it fills my mind, you know, that it's always like, you know, it's in my life. I don't live with her, you know. I was a custodian of that character for a bit of time, and you know, I put as much kind of commitment into the other roles that I played that people might not necessarily see. I just kind of like doing the job.